nice to talk again. I know you wish we were talking where you're trying to fill me in and fit me in a pregame show before you hit the field. But what's it been like, this inactivity for about 6-7 weeks?
Oh, it's been interesting for sure. You know, at first when they told us everything that was going on, I thought my best bet was to stay in Arizona, thinking, you know, we'll be back at it here in a month or something like that. Then we kept getting more and more information and decided that, you know, Stillwater would be the best bet to just keep my body in shape and, you know, keep it healthy and stay sane while everything is going on. But no, it's been interesting, and never thought I'd be home in April and May during this time. So it's definitely been an adjustment for me.
Last time you were in Stillwater in April and May, you had an Oklahoma State uniform on. So that's how long it's been. You heard, I'm sure, and I don't know how much you get into all these rumors that get floated around about when it's going to start, Major League Baseball, where it's going to start. But the last one seems to have some legs about conferences on the East Coast, West Coast, in the middle of the country. Are you kind of feeling that may be where we're headed?
You know, it could happen for sure. You know, unfortunately, I haven't heard much from my agent or anybody else. You know, I've talked to our staff a couple times, and they're still up in the air with everything going on. So I really don't know, but you know, that conversation always ends with, you know, we're going to probably play, and there's a good chance that we get 100 games in. We just don't know when.
You know, a lot talk about, you know, well, if they do this, then how much will we have spring training part 2 to get ready for the start of a, quote, new season? In your mind, I mean, you stayed in shape, and you have been since I've known you, but how long would it take the average guy to have to get back into hitting, fielding shape to go play?
You know, if it's definitely with the guys I know, the teammates I've had, and you know, you're doing this as a profession now. I don't think any guys are kind of taking it extremely lightly. So I don't think it's going to be too much for us to get back into it. The only thing I would say is if guys haven't been able to see live arms, you know, there's guys and a couple of us, you know, kind of working out a little bit in small groups and throwing pins and able to, you know, kind of see the ball come out of the arm. It definitely helps, and I think that's the biggest key for guys to get back into it, is to, you know, just to see that ball coming in. Other than that, I think guys will be pretty solid, because, you know, they're talking about the second spring training being like 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. I think guys will be ready after 3 weeks. The only thing I would be worried about is just kind of the pitchers' standpoint of their arms. I'm sure they're keeping it healthy as best they can. I don't know if every guy is able to throw a pin, but you know, that's kind of interesting on their point, and how they're going to keep that healthy, and if the 3 weeks is too close, or is it unhealthy for them to do that. But you know, for the most part, who I've talked to, they've been able to get their arms going. So that's pretty much what I've heard, and I don't think it's going to take too long for guys to get back. I think guys are ready to start playing again.
We know, because we had you on, you probably played 6, 7, maybe 8 games up there with Seattle to end last year, and acquitted yourself very well. I don't know what the timing of, but it looked like maybe 2 days before spring training was ended, spring training number 1. You and several others were assigned to Tacoma, which is the AAA for Seattle. what was your feeling when that happened? I understand you've been in this now long enough to know it's a business. It's a business of numbers, and a lot of times how good you are and how well you're playing really doesn't play into it. But what was your emotion when you found that out?
Honestly, I didn't know until they started canceling everything. Even with my last game when we were playing against the Padres, I was still up with the big league club. They didn't send me down until a week and a half later as everything started to shut down. So I didn't even really get an exit meeting, which was unfortunate. But, I received the phone call, and, it's definitely tough because as a competitor, you think you should belong there, and you think you should be the guy playing up there. But it's a business, and it's all part of it. And I think going through situations like that, not quite big like that, but, growing up, I've been through some adversity through, not just baseball, but football and basketball as well. And, I think that's just helped me along the way to able to take that conversation well, and just know that you got to get better and take it one day at a time.
Before Patrick jumps into here, I just want to follow up on that. Knowing you're optimistic, but you're in a business, and I assume you left spring training knowing you're going to Tacoma. Nobody told you specifically, but with the confidence that, hey, I'll be back on the big club sooner than later.
Yeah, no, that's that last week I was up there. I got in a pretty solid groove and was playing pretty well, and I felt like I was back to where I was ending the last season and how I felt mid-season of last year. So I definitely felt confident, and I definitely knew there's a solid chance I'd start in AAA. But after talking with them and realizing that they want me to play every day and stay ready, so if something happens in the big league, I haven't been sitting on the bench up in the big leagues for 5 days. I'm ready to go because I've seen live arms and I've been playing every day. So that's their plan going into the season.
Hey, Donnie, Patrick Wheeler here. The report came out yesterday of a couple of agents apparently that were representing minor league players, said they were informed that there would be no minor league season, regular season this year. Instead, there would be a developmental league and some training and all of that as well. Can you speak to that at all, and maybe what impact that would have on major league clubs?
Yeah, I saw it, but I also saw something else that MLB said that it's not fully true. Like, I guess it's not true.
Right, rumors. Yeah.
The decision yet. So, I could see kind of, rookie ball and single A and those teams down there. Unfortunately, I'd hate to say it, but I think that it would be difficult for them to have a season. But I've heard AA and AAA. There's a good chance that we play. But, if that does happen, and if it's only AA and AAA, they're going to stack each team. I think, it's with the big league club, I'm sure they'll just have the 40-man roster up there, or at least 30 guys up there, and then it'll be the same for AA and AAA, and they'll just stack those teams. So whoever they want, to see play games and stuff like that, I think that's how it's going to happen.
You're not that far removed from the Major League Draft, although I guess you really are. You've been gone longer than my mind registers. But how about the situation this year that the junior draftable juniors and seniors around the country, Oklahoma State in particular, are going through right now because they don't know how many rounds there will be. I guess the rumor is there'll be a lot less rounds than we used to. Now you got the opportunity, too. The NCAA is giving you the opportunity to come back because your season was cut short by the virus. Boy, that's a tough position to be in, I guess, as you look at your future, right?
No doubt. It's definitely unfortunate. I definitely feel for those guys. And, I look back at it, and I was a senior signed, so I couldn't imagine what the seniors are going through, high school and college. I really couldn't give them any advice because this is our first time everybody's been through something like this. I tell them just to go with their gut, what they feel, and it's truly unfortunate that this pandemic has kind of hurt sports. It's a difficult time, but it would be a hard decision if I look back when I was playing, and I would just say to keep working hard, and the dream is still there, and go chase it. But it's definitely difficult.
Hey Donnie, when you got called up to the big leagues, who was the one player, or maybe players and teammates that you were most excited about joining on the big league roster with Seattle?
It's a good question. I mean, all of them, to be honest, they were great, and it was really cool to see former teammates up there. I came up with 3, and I think there was 4 already there, and so I wasn't too new to the club, and you get to meet a couple of them going up to those big league games, the spring training. But I was excited to see those guys like Braden Bishop and Timmy Lopes, Dan Altavia. I was excited to see those guys, and then I kind of relate to D. Gordon as kind of the player that he is, and then Kyle Seager, the player he is, and those guys kind of brought me in great and gave me some great advice going in, and kind of took me under their wing. And then J.P. Crawford was showing me the ropes, and our infield guy Perry Bone, I worked with him every day, so I had a lot of good advice going around from those guys. And it was cool. We were in I'll tell you a quick story. We're in Baltimore, and we're in the locker room. We get there early, and guys are eating, and I'm sitting at the next D, and we started talking. Then I let him know that I remember seeing him play for the Dodgers against the Phillies, and it was summer going into my senior year of high school, and we started talking about the game. He knew exactly what game I was talking about, and he goes, "That was my rookie year," and he just started laughing, and we both started laughing, and he just goes, "Hey, look where you're at now," and it was a pretty special moment, and it just kind of talking about the old times and talking stories and stuff like that. And then after you realize what, we're talking to D. Gordon in the big league locker room, it's kind of crazy, but it was pretty special.
We talked right after you got up there about this very thing. Gordon and Seager, they kind of settled you down that first time out. And so how do you take and I don't say you overcome, but how do you take the comfort level that you had for the time you spent in Seattle last year? How do you take that over this year? And it's crazy. I understand it's a crazy year, but how do you take that into AAA, and basically, optimistically, how do you take it back to the major leagues? Yeah, I mean, the shock value, if that's the term, is not going to be there anymore, right?
No, that's right. I think the confidence thing is, I was fortunate to play well up there, and be a part of some, really good games. And I think the overall thing is know that you belong up there, and keep telling yourself you're going to be back up there. And I think that's what I took away from it, is just that I know I can play up there, and I can play up there for a long time. You know, taking the day by day games up there, and 3 weeks I was up there, I just started building up more and more confidence. You know, kind of just realizing, hey, like, you know, these guys are good, but, you know, I'm up here for a reason, and I belong with these guys. And that's kind of what I took from it.
Last thing, before we cut you loose here, did you, in the spring training that you were part of this year, did they play in any other different positions just to see what they could get from you? I mean, obviously they know what you could do at short because you showed that, but did you play any other spots during the spring?
No, I only played shortstop and second base in the games, but you know, like I said before, we have a really, really good infield guy in Perry Bone Hill, and you know, he's like, if you want to value yourself really well, then you're going to know all 4 positions. So in practice, I would, you know, work at third base quite a bit, but also, you know, we went over first base stuff because you never know what can happen, especially playing in the NL. You know, with pinch hit and all that stuff going on. So, no, and I started to realize all that, you know, especially, you know, what the Cubs did the last couple of years, moving guys around, and guys are playing every position. So it's definitely huge to know all 4.
Hey, Donnie, real quick, did you happen to run into Keen Felix anytime when you were there?
When I was in the season, yeah. In the season, I actually played my first season when I got drafted and went to short season. His older brother, was our pitching coach. So, and I was good friends with him. And so when I was up there, we had a small conversation about that. And, you know, Felix is a really, really awesome dude once you get to know him. You know, he's a great clubhouse guy, and he keeps everybody loose. And you know, if you ever need anything, he's always willing to help. So he was a great guy. Better to be talking to him than hitting against him, I imagine. Yeah. That's probably. Oh, for sure. Hey, listen. Sure. Luckily, I only got to see him once in spring training, and I know it was his later years. I couldn't imagine what he was like when he was younger. Oh, so you're not going to tell me what you did in that one time you faced him? I walked. You know what? That's a good deal right there. At least you got on base and you could look the other way, and you didn't have to be wailing away. Hey, I know your bags are packed, so hopefully the next time we talk to you, either you're on your way back to Arizona or wherever camp's going to be, or they just assign you right there. You go to Tacoma, but whatever. Hopefully next time we can talk about the game itself and not just waiting. But always good to catch up with you, man. Your family doing well? Yeah, they're doing great. Thank you. Hope all is well with you and your family. Yeah, we are just doing the same stuff, kind of hanging around, just slowly but surely kind of making progress as we all do. But you be safe as well, and we'll talk soon, I promise. Thanks a lot. All right. Thank you for having me. All right, buddy.